Hi guys, good morning. This is Ariante, and if you're watching this video, please like and subscribe to my channel so that we can grow together. Today I wanted to talk with you guys about emotional availability. And a lot of us really don't even know the concept of emotional availability or what that means. But to be emotionally available is to be emotionally present for other people and to show up. And a lot of our relationships are toxic because we are trauma bonding, and it's two people that are coming together that aren't even emotionally available for each other. So you're having lash outs and you lack understanding because you don't even have the knowledge and emotional availability inside yourself to even come present to understand what the other person is saying to you or what you're saying to the other person. You're just responding off of triggers and pain from your past. And so, to show up emotionally available, first we have to cultivate emotional availability in ourselves. And a lot of us are just going from relationship to relationship to relationship. And the issue with that is we never sit to process ourselves. And this starts from when we're young, when we're growing friendships and stuff, when we're teenagers and we're like with all of our friends and just hanging out, and then we might meet a person, and then we go on this perpetual cycle of dating and being with a man or a woman, and then we break up, and then we get with another one, and we break up, and we get with another one, and we never take the time to fully sit and process those traumas that we had. Oh, process those traumas that we had as children, process the things that pain us, process our triggers, process our relationships to our parents and how that affects us or messes us up. And so then we get into these relationships and we're just responding to things. We're just reacting. We're never really emotionally available. And then when our partner wants to come to us and talk to us about things, we're not available either. We're taking it personal. We're responding to it with all the pain and stuff that we feel from our past and our life situations that have got us here. And so, first, before we can cultivate emotional availability with anyone else, we have to cultivate emotional availability with ourselves. Excuse me. And basically, what that means is we're able to sit with ourselves and give ourselves space to feel. People that are emotionally unavailable are not necessarily not emotional. If you're emotionally unavailable, typically you haven't dealt with your own emotions yet or your own pains and traumas and things inside of you. So you are extremely emotional and extremely reactionary. It's easy to touch your wounds and your scars because you haven't even sat to process those things. And so for us to sit with ourselves, we start to process and start to feel those. I mean, the only way through emotional traumas to go through the pain is to feel all of those emotions, but that's a whole nother video. And so we sit with ourselves and we process why we get angry so bad, why are we sad, why are we feeling pain, what do we even truly feel inside, and then we could start learning about our relationship to our parents, our relationship growing up, our different traumas, things that traumatized us that maybe we respond in ways. And so that doesn't mean that when we get into a relationship, we're going to come into a relationship 100% okay, because it's going to take a lifetime to fully process and heal and grow. And you and your partner really are going to be unraveling together and coming together a lot to come up and process a lot of things, especially a relationship with the opposite sex. That's just natural. But when I show up emotionally available, it's I've dealt enough with my stuff that when we come together, if I do something wrong and you tell me about it, I'm not going to respond or react out of feeling of unworthiness or just responding off of what you should have done or what you didn't do or what did happen. You're going to learn to be emotionally available and present to hear their concerns and also reciprocate and express your concerns. And then you both are emotionally available to create a safe space to sit and talk about the issue as opposed to yourself and how it affected you or how it triggered you. I mean, and you can talk about how it triggered you. That's not the issue. The issue is the intense reactions as opposed to thinking about it in a very mindful way and coming to process the issues and how they affect you. And so I wanted to talk to you guys about emotional availability because I've been learning a lot about emotional availability. When I was single and I was not talking to anybody and I took that time to myself, my reasoning I always told men when they tried to holler at me was I'm emotionally unavailable. And I always tell my sister to do this too, because it's not necessarily that I'm with somebody or not with somebody, it's that I'm emotionally unavailable. I have so much to process. I've just got out of a traumatic relationship. I've lived this whole life just going through things without really facing them. I need to sit with myself and process what's going on here. And it doesn't mean that you don't want somebody. It's okay to want somebody and understand you're not in a place to be with somebody. If I'm unemotionally available, If I'm emotionally unavailable, I'm going to attract people that are emotionally unavailable. And then you wonder why you keep getting in these toxic cycles. If you are with a toxic partner, it is because you are toxic. And I know that people don't want to hear that, and it's hard to say from that victim mindset and going through traumatic experiences when someone really is hurting you to an extreme extent. But if I am with somebody and we're in a toxic relationship, I am just as toxic as them. And once I come out of that relationship, should I find the healthiness to leave and process it and go, I am going to leave with a lot of toxic traits that I built dealing with that person. So if I go into another relationship, I'm going to attract the same type of person. I'm going to respond in the same type of ways because I didn't take the time to fully process what's going on with inside of me and get emotionally available again. And this is just so important for us to cultivate that ability to be available, so that when we do find a partner that's emotionally available with us, we can process things that hurt and pain us in a more holistic way. We're talking way more vulnerably. If you are emotionally unavailable, you are not able to get vulnerable because you are trained to respond and protect yourself. You have not dealt with the pain inside, so you just want to respond, protect the person that's under attack, which is yourself, because you're responding from all the attacks you feel like you faced in life. You're not taking accountability. You're not listening to the other person. And also, when they're expressing vulnerabilities to you, you can't even be a space for them, because while they're expressing to you, you're already thinking about how to respond instead of thinking about listening and being the presence that they need to express what's going on with them. Or maybe you turned it on to you too much. And so it is so important for us to come with emotional availability, for us to cultivate that emotional availability in ourselves, and for us to create space for ourselves to understand when we're hurt or when we're happy, when we're pained, when we're doing great, and also giving other people space to do the same. And that's how we can create more emotionally available relationships and attract more emotionally available people, because we're willing to deal with our stuff, know when we need to take accountability, hold other people accountable, establish boundaries. We are able to understand the space we need and give ourselves the availability that we need to process things inside of ourselves, to step away from arguments when they're getting too heated and it's not solving the problems. We have to cultivate emotional availability. So this is just a video for you to dive into emotional availability. I am not a damn scientist. I just like to learn and read and grow and become a better person. And I hope that if you're watching this, you like to learn and read and grow and become a better person. So please jump into emotional availability, learn about it, take some time to cultivate it inside of yourself before jumping into relationships with people that can't reciprocate. And now you guys are both just going head to head because you're both just fighting your own traumas together instead of dealing with the traumas inside yourself, so you can have healthy conversations about them. And so if you're watching this video, I hope the sun is shining. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If it's raining, I hope you understand that the rain comes to nourish the soil, so when the sun returns, the flowers will bloom. And I love you guys.